sound amplifier is one of my favourites. It actually is a cylinder on a string, or a hollow cylinder at both ends pressed to a wall, like a glass when you used to listen against a wall with a glass. The one on the string is generally a metal cylinder on a string. The reason it's on a string is so your fingers don't stop the vibrations, and you hold it up. The vibrations hit inside and they come out of the cylinder, so you put your ear next to the cylinder. Or if it's the hollow tube, you put it through the slit of a door or through a window or against a wall, or you burrow through a wall and put it in, and you listen to conversations within the room.
Now, in some of the texts, it mentions the metals that would be used and that are ideal for your sound amplifiers, spy tool. I want you to notice that this is just plain steel. It doesn't have a very high vibration, or it doesn't resonate the sound very long, very high-pitched. It doesn't even ting or vibrate constantly at all. No vibrations, pretty much. So this really is not ideal for a sound amp. Metals, superb metals mentioned in the scroll, are either gold, solid gold, which vibrates at a very high rate because it's a high density metal, as well, and or as brass. Brass as well vibrates very well, hence why you have brass instruments, or bells are usually made of brass. Here is a solid brass cup slash cylinder. Notice how well this vibrates. It's almost just like a bell. And that's what you want, because that's what catches sound waves and resonates very well, allowing you to listen as accurately as possible. Brass. The other thing that you want to make sure, this is very thick. This metal is actually very thick right here. Also, copper works halfway decently. This is very thin walls. The other thing that you want is you want the metal to be as thin as possible. Therefore, it vibrates just as well. The thicker it is, the less it's going to vibrate. Notice, this is a 100% copper cup. Notice how well this vibrates. And it almost vibrates almost at a higher frequency than our brass, because the brass has thicker walls. Now for the copper. And this one is actually the one I do use for practicing this sound amplifier. So here we are, we're downstairs underneath the floor, right? We're in a downstairs layer. There's upstairs right above us. Now, how am I to use my sound amplifier, right? I can't go and put my head, I can't go and stick this up there. I need a ladder. So the trick is that you put your sound amplifier on a string. Now you can either take this string and you tie it. You can either tie it to a beam or something like that, or a nail. If there's a nail sticking out of a wooden beam, tie it to the nail. Somehow fasten it to these floorboards. Or if you have a coin. Now think of this, ladies and gentlemen. Japan, they had gold coins back in the day. Thin gold coins that would pick up sound waves superb. Cute. You would take this coin and stick it in between the floorboards, like. Now the idea is that all the sound waves that happen on the above you, they travel through the floor, they hit this string, and they travel through the string, and it's like a tin can telephone trick, and you hear the sound waves come through the floor through the string and into your sound amplifier. But the trick is to just let it hang. Try your best to stabilize it and just let it hang, and then the sound waves hit the floor through the string into your sound amplifier, and you listen in to the bottom. To make sure you all have a better idea, this is our cylinder attached to a string attached to the ceiling, or the bottom of a floor for that matter. And the idea of having a cylinder, you can see there I have a cylinder within a cylinder. The idea is that you want the sound vibrations to catch and go into our cylinder, but this doesn't go all the way back. There's actually a small gap between the cup. There's a small gap in between the cup that's inside of here and this cup that's on the outside. Kind of like a coffee mug. There's like a layer of air pocket around it. This is where all the sound vibrations vibrate around the cup that's inside, and then you listen in. Here's a closer listen. Here, someone's walking around up there. You have a few coughs. Then slowly let the lips of your cylinder touch the wall. Then listen in. You don't want to go hitting it and scraping it and making these kinds of noises. That's what you don't want.
You got moved down by you? Now you want it out. Leave the window open?
Right, so right here you're going to see my me. I'm going to be saying a certain line or sentence, and there's a person, I have a friend outside of a door. He's listening in with one of our sound amplifiers. He does not know the sentence I'm going to be saying. We'll see if he hears it. The sentence is, Superman will beat Batman. Superman will beat Batman. I repeat, Superman will beat Batman. What did I say, mate? Haha!